Also in Europe, these strange objects were located by the military. Hans C. Petersen from the Danish Air Force built the military air traffic control services of his country after World War II. As Denmark's first chief military air traffic controller, he located UFOs on radar in 1954 and ordered their interception.
It was one day when one of my people in the radar called me and said, "Major," I was captain at that, "Captain, we have something on the screen which passes with a speed of 18,000 kilometers per hour. Impossible. Nothing could fly with that speed. I went out there, yes. They were passing with 18,000 kilometers per hour. All of a sudden, after some while, they did not pass anymore. They were stationary around the field. And they came and they left without we could see it. All of a sudden they were there. All of a sudden when the sweep came around, they were gone. I contacted the operations officer and the station commander. They both came out and they wouldn't believe me. I said, "Give me 4 aircraft and I'll intercept them." Okay. Sometimes there were about 20 objects around the field, and sometimes we were down to a few. It was fog, and therefore a lot of people afterwards said, "Oh, it was inversion," but it was not. It's proven afterwards it could not be inversion, which is a meteorological phenomenon. So at 11 o'clock I had 4 jets at the runway, and at 11 o'clock the fog lifted so we could take off. And I ordered the 4 jets to take off. In that moment there was 12 objects around the field. And when I said you are cleared for takeoff to intercept unidentified flying objects, 10 of them went away. Right when the sweep came back, there was only 2 left. One 10 miles north of the field, one 15 miles south of the field. I sent the 2 aircraft to the north and the 2 aircraft to the south. 2 aircraft to the north came first, and I said, your boogie, which is the object, is 12 o'clock straight ahead. 12 o'clock, distance 5 miles, altitude unknown. Do we have it in sight? Gone. Came the next one. When it came up, I said, your boogie is 12 o'clock, range 5 miles, altitude unknown. Do we have it in sight? Gone. So it was clear they could hear what I said.
Indeed, these incidents caused a remarkable anxiety among the military, and more than once they almost caused a Third World War. As a result, in 1962, NATO's General Staff started its own European UFO study. Its final report, entitled The Assessment, was completed in 1964. At this time, Command Sergeant Major Robert Odin was assigned as intelligence analyst at NATO SHAPE headquarters, the supreme command of Allied powers in Europe.
I was assigned to SHAPE headquarters in 1963. My first assignment there was with the Operations Division, and I learned of a study in progress, a high classification, cosmic top secret study that had been initiated in 1961 to determine whether there was a threat to Allied military forces in Europe.
What caused this study?
The study was called for because during the early 1960s, even in the late 1950s, there were incidents involving high-altitude flyovers of large circular metallic machines flying in formation at a very high altitude at a very high rate of speed over Central Europe. We learned at the time that the Soviets thought they belonged to us, and we thought they belonged to the Soviets. And we and the Soviets had almost gone to war several times over these objects.
What was the meaning of cosmic top secret?
Cosmic top secret is the highest security classification that the NATO SHAPE headquarters has. I believe they still have that classification level. It's the very highest level. It's above top secret.
Who ordered this study? What did it contain?
Well, Air Marshal Sir Thomas Pike initiated the study. It took 3 years. The conclusions were rather mind-boggling. The senior military officers in SHAPE headquarters were stunned by the conclusions of the study, which was called the assessment. The conclusions were that the planet Earth has been under a detailed, extensive survey by several extraterrestrial civilizations for many, many years. The study concluded that this survey has been going on for centuries, maybe even longer. They indicated that there was a high intelligence involved, extremely high technology involved. The technology that had been demonstrated was at least 1,000 years beyond anything we could imagine. The technology was so intricate and so advanced that it appeared to be magic. The final portion of the conclusion was that there did not appear to be any kind of a malevolent or hostile threat involved, because if there had been, there was absolutely nothing we could do.
A similar conclusion was already drawn in 1948 by the U.S. Air Force's Project Sign.
Project Sign, in time, wrote an internal conclusion that there was evidence of extraterrestrial contact from beings beyond this planet, that the vehicles demonstrated a technology clearly beyond that of any known technology on Earth, and that the phenomena was real. Now, this was it's not the conclusion the upper staff wanted, because Sign was supposed to have been a public information front, and they were supposed to have helped to explain away the phenomena to keep the public from becoming concerned and alarmed. And they've done the opposite. And because they have now become a danger to the research that was being done by the upper staff, Project Sign was closed, and all the records are put in boxes.